Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Good
Hari
morning.
Om. A
Good
warm
morning.
greetings and very good morning to one and all joined here. Respected Principal Dr. K.V. Surendran, the resource person of the day, Sreejesh K.V., Assistant IT Manager, CLEANCO Services and Facility Management, Dubai, my colleagues and my dear students. We are here for the first online edition of Student Enrichment Program hosted by our Department of Computer Applications. As we all know, the Student Enrichment Program helps the students to enhance their ability and promotes critical thinking, problem-solving skills, and the outlook. Not only that, more importantly, it helps to see the abundant opportunities that you can have in the world widely and deeply. Adding to this notion, the department organized this session on the topic Career Opportunities in Information Technology. Today's resource person, Mr. Sreejesh KV, is an experienced assistant IT manager with a demonstrated history of working in the IT and services industry. And he is skilled in enterprise resource planning, SQL Server, data analysis, Linux system administration, and product lifecycle management. He is also responsible for the program design, development, and testing. Not only that, installation of program into production is also on his shoulder. He is a proud alumni of our sister institution, Chinmaya Institute of Technology, where he completed his MCA program. Before joining CLEANCO, he served as the IT coordinator and also served as Associate Consultant Technical Services at PTech Solutions, Dubai. On behalf of the Chinmaya Arts and Science College and our department, I welcome Mr. Sreejesh KV to the session. I also welcome our principal, Dr. K.V. Surendran, who always render his support and encouragement to the upbringing of our department. I also welcome our colleagues and my dear students, and let the session be a fruitful session for all my students joined here. Let me now invite our principal, Dr. K.V. Surendran, to address the students. Surendran sir, over to you.
Yes, Hari Om. Good morning to everyone. Our esteemed guest of this morning, Mr. Sreejesh KV, Assistant IT Manager, CLEANCO Services and Facility Management. Ms. Anida Haridas, Head of the Department of Computer Applications, my other colleagues in the department, and my dear students. I'm really happy that we are going to host another program in the name of Student Enrichment Program. In fact, I think it is the third one. The two other departments have already conducted programs. And as all of us know, these are pandemic days where the face-to-face interaction has almost become an impossibility. And of course, wherever there's a problem, we are in some sense or some way required to overcome them and optimistically look forward to better days to come. And the day's program on IT related career opportunities, I'm sure that the students will really benefit from, because generally it is said that the real education happens outside the what you call the curriculum or the syllabus or whatever. And students definitely should be getting awareness about the things that happen in the outside world. So in that sense, our day's expert with a lot of exposure, who is joining us from Dubai, I'm sure will be helping the students quite a lot. I look forward to a wonderful session ahead. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you so much, sir. I think sir is traveling. Even then, he made it happen. So thank you so much, sir, for joining.
Welcome.
I have immense pleasure in inviting Mr. Sreejesh KV to handle the session. Sreejesh, over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. So once again, good morning, everybody. So let's, without further delay, let's start our session. Before getting into the session, I would like to say a few words. First of all, I would like to extend my thanks to our principal, Dr. Surendra sir, and also the head of the department, Miss Anita ma'am, and all the other other your faculty members who are working behind the scene make this event happen. So once again, I welcome you all to the session. Now let's start the session. So today's our topic is the career opportunities in information technology. So let's start. So everybody says IT. So let's see what is actually information technology. Yeah, most of you already knew it, but let's see what is the real definition of IT first. So IT is one of the most commonly used acronym in the world of education. See, like in last decade, IT is the buzzword. Wherever you in terms of education, and IT have a very big role to play. When I was in a primary school, elementary study, the IT was not a subject, so IT was just booming at that time. But nowadays, when the students in the primary classes, they have a IT, so they are learning the basics. Why? Because our curricular system give importance to IT. So let's see what is an IT. In a layman's world, this is a study which covers the use of computers and systems. So layman is nothing but a person who does not having a professional or specialized knowledge in a particular subject. So for that, for a layman, a normal man, I mean a normal person, the IT will be just the use of computer system. For such a person, when we are browsing to internet and we are making a document, just getting a printing out, IT. Yeah, but actually, IT has many more things to offer and is not just confined to the boundaries of the computer system. Now, let's talk about the definition of IT. So, the information technology is a study or use of electronic equipment, especially computers, for storing, accessing, analyzing, and sending information. So, let's see a typical scenario. For example, if you are making a document using your computer, and physically what you are doing is you will be typing, you will be editing, and you will be formatting that your particular document according to your need. But in turn, what happens in the system is you are storing information into the system in binary format. Whatever you type, it means saved in a format of file, either in your computer hard drive or in your USB media or any other storage media. In that scenario, you are doing storing data. And let's see what comes to accessing. For example, if you are accessing a website through internet, what you're doing is you are accessing a data which resides in a remote web server somewhere in the internet, right? When you access any web pages of a particular company or even your college website, what happening in turn is you are accessing the data stored in your the web server, and you are reading in on your screen. And next is analyzing. Analyzing is nothing but you are processing data and you get a snapshot of a data, or you retrieve only the relevant information which is needed for the business. And sending is nothing but either you make it a copy in your any storage media, or you are sending through the email. So this in IT, in information technology, consists of all these things. Okay, I hope it's clear. So next, okay, so information technology has become a favorite choice not only for the students but also for their parents, as it opens the road for abroad. see, like most of you guys, most of the students might have choose IT as a career path because of they have immense interest and they are so passionate about the subject. That's why they came. So in taking such a decision, their parents also played an important role. So they might be guided in various aspects of IT and all its opportunity. That's why all the students are choose a career in IT. So some of the most popular mind-blowing ideas which are running on the wheels of IT are, as you can see on the screen, it's social media. So at the current situation where the entire humanity is going through one of the most difficult phases in entire history, in the current pandemic, right? So can you imagine a world in the pandemic without a social media? No, we cannot imagine how how our life will be social media during this pandemic time, where you cannot see people which we used to be before start of the pandemic. You can go to the schools and you can attend the classes and you can do the labs and you can have face-to-face interaction with the teachers. But the pandemic changed everything. But through the social media, you can get connected, and it brings people closer. So the uh, next is patient portals, where at the current situation where a particular doctor I've been diagnosing a patient for a long time. So when that diagnosed data and all the treatment data is stored in central database, it will help the patient to go to any other hospital or any other doctor. So the patient do not need to produce the entire record by himself, because all of his data will be already available in the portal. So the doctor can access it easily and he can continue with the diagnosis without any missing any previous diagnosis and the medication process. And next thing is digital marketing. So digital marketing is nothing but, so you're marketing a product or a service through using digital platforms. Let's take an example of before the boom of IT, or before IT comes, like all the marketing was in terms of either print media, billboards, and that kind of things. Now everything is changed. Now you see ads everywhere. You see ads in YouTube. You see ads in Facebook. You see ads in the website. You will see a lot of marketing campaigns and marketing, browser, that kind of stuffs in the digital platform. So talking about digital marketing, Facebook alone having a active user base of 290 million active users in India. Okay, so whereas the leading print media, which comes in the format of a printed paper, it's called Dainik Jagaran, it only having 20.2 million subscribers, or the active readers who buy the paper in India at the moment. So if you talk about the the papers which we all familiar with, or Malayalam Manorama, which prints in Malayalam, it only having active subscribers of 9.7 million, whereas a digital platform called Facebook alone having 290 million active users in India. So you will understand the huge difference with the number. So digital marketing also plays a big role in IT. Next is mobile application. So I think about the mobile application, I don't think you need a more example, because in this session itself, many of the students might be accessing this through their mobiles, right? So during the start of the session, Anita ma'am said that our principal is traveling, so probably he will be also accessing this session through the mobile. So the mobile application, in this particular scenario, the Zoom application enables us being connected and being active in the sessions or any other online meetings, and we can do our business process, or we can do our tax without any interruption. And next is website application. It could be any website which, for example, an examination, result website, for example, a university website, where it will allow us to enter our register number or roll number, and it will print us the mark, let us print the mark list or the entire result itself. And next one is online shopping portals like Amazon and Flipkart, and there are endless, online shopping portals available at the moment. And next one is internet banking. So at the moment, we can, because of the power of IT, we can transfer money from one place to another place within seconds. For example, if I take my case as a typical example, I can send money from my mobile back to my account in India within 60 seconds. I use my Emirates NBD mobile banking app, then I will transfer my state bank account back in India. I will receive the money there within 60 seconds. So in the last decade, probably 10 or to 12 years ago, can somebody even thought about it? Somebody even imagine, like, I can be anywhere in the world and still I will be able to transfer money from my one account to another account. So these are the most popular examples of IT, which I can put forward. Now we see the scope of information technology. The information technology having high growth, and it have global exposure, and it's a fast career growth and promotions, and many different types of job and ability to change the job also. And it also gives us a good pay, and it allows us to be in a continuous learning path. So we'll see each point detail. So talking about the growth, even this pandemic period, in second quarter, even Infosys and major leading IT companies in India, they even exceeded their project revenue. So they almost gained more than 3% of expected revenue, even during this pandemic. So, at the current situation, business are going down, and, the sales are going down, but still IT industry is able to grow, and it's, IT industry exceeds its expectation. And it applies to the same in entire world itself. Now we are having this session through the Zoom. So the growth of Zoom before pandemic and after pandemic, there's a huge difference. They grew like anything during this pandemic, because the Zoom platform enables us being connected with more people at the same time. Because see, we had an online video conferencing or meeting service before, but it has a limitation of less number of people who can join in the session. But when the Zoom introduced this feature, it was just like a hot cake. The companies started to going for their premium plans, their business plans, and it was using in their everyday activities, even their tasks, their meetings, everything they were conducting through the Zoom platform. And in IT industry, and you have a very good career growth. Means, for example, if you take a normal scenario where any other industry, each career path will take minimum 3 to 5 years time for you to reach the next level. Whereas in IT, you will get the same within a year or two. It will not take more than 3 years for a particular candidate who having skills and who is ready to learn new things and continues to grow. And IT offers you many different types of jobs, and it will also allow to change the job in between. For example, in an IT company, you may start as a trainee first, then you will learn some technology, particular for that company or particular project, then you'll be doing some web developing job. And later, if you're interested in testing more than developing job, you can change. There you will learn that testing methodology, testing practices, and testing tools, everything in a couple of weeks of time. Then you can shift from your job from a development role to a testing job. So this kind of flexibility is not available any other industry, where you have to learn a particular stream and you have to expert and you have to grow with the same stream. And also good pay. If you compare the salary with any other streams or any other industry, and IT having one of the highest paying jobs. And the most important, in IT we will be a student always, because the technology changes rapidly and it will change in a blink of an eye. So new technology is coming. So in order to be competitive in the particular field, and in order for you to attain next career path, you have to be a continuous learner. So who loves to learn, and it's a fun path in IT. So that's all about the scope of information technology. Now, let's see how big is the IT industry. As per IDC, see, IDC is nothing but it's a company. It's called International Data Corporation. It's a premier global provider of market intelligence and advisory services and events for the information technology, telecommunication and consumer technology and market. So IDC is a company which give you the market intelligence. They have more than 1,100 analysts worldwide, and it offers global, regional, and local expertise on technology and industry opportunities and trends in over 110 countries. So IDC's analysis and insight helps IT professionals, business executives, and the investment community to make fact-based technology and decisions, and to achieve their key business objective. For example, head of a company, but to take an example of a CEO. So for them, the top level management, to make a particular decision, they need data in the format, the insight of data. They'll be having GBs or terabytes or petabytes of data. So what this company like IDC does is, they will analyze the data and they will do their analysis, and they will bring the data required for the top management. They don't want to see the entire process or entire lines of data. They only want to see the snapshot which help them to take better business decisions. So decision making is a very important thing. So now, as you can see in the figure, as I said, like the global information technology industry is a $5.2 trillion industry in 2020. And you can see, since it's globally distributed, it's not like in a one continent particularly, but as you can see in the screen, like the US contributes the more percentage in the total IT, then Europe is second, and China is in the third. So last 1 decade, China did very good investments in IT. That's why you see a lot of Chinese apps, coming up on the top list. Yeah, you may already knew about that, the TikTok, the video platform, and it is one of the most downloaded application in both Apple Store and in the Google Play Store as well. So this is the IT industry graph in 2020. So we move to the working environment in IT. So the IT industry having a different environment as compared to other industry. For example, any other typical job apart from IT, you will be most of the time you will be working alone. You will be sitting with your desk and you will be doing something with the paper. At the moment, in current scenario, you will be working with the computer. But your interaction with the many, the other peoples and your team members in regards to the work will be limited. But in IT, whereas we'll be always working in a team. most of the time, and we'll be interacting with many people in the team, and also we'll be interacting with the customers in some cases, and also the designers. For example, when if you are a web developer, then the user interface will be designed by a designer who is called user interface designer. So you'll be talking with designer, in your daily, in your day-to-day task to build a particular web application, and you will be talking with the engineers who is having, the subject matter experts in that particular problem solving, and also you will be interacting, or you'll be closely working with analysts who will give you the insight on data. And in IT environment, as I said, it's a continuous learning path where you learn and research on new technology. For example, at the moment you might be working in a technology with HTML and PHP on that kind of technology, but when the new technology comes, then as you know now, all the website and everything is moving to the dynamic or HTML5 architecture. So when the new technology comes, then we will upgrade ourselves and we'll be becoming master in that. And also we'll be in IT, we'll be most of the time building solutions for customer, or we are maintaining the solutions already at the customer premises. And next is traveling. So as you know, like in IT company, they have offices and they have clients in all over the world. So we have very good opportunities to travel related to work, and sometimes even you will go the client place and you will be working close to the client, or you are working within the client premises itself. So we say it's an on-site job. So this will be the the entire environment outlook in IT. Next, we will see the career path. Okay, for example, you can see in starting on the downside of the screen, in the bottom of the screen, in a particular IT company, once you complete your graduation, then after the interview and selection process, you will be joined as a trainee or an intern in a company. Then the company will train you in particular technology. So once you are you learn the technology, then you will become a developer or a programmer, right? So the next career path for the programmer is he'll become an analyst, or he'll become an architect, and he'll become a project manager. So in order to climb the next level in the career path, then you will be developing a lot of skill within the organization itself. And next is program manager or delivery leader. Here, this is a management role actually, where you will manage the entire project, and you will take the ownership of the project, and you will be responsible for the delivering the entire project within the budget, as well as within the time, with the assured quality. So you will take the ownership, and you will be the responsible for the entire project. Whether it's a project is a success or whether it's a failure, then you will be the responsible person for that particular project. And next, my senior level is IT strategist or chief architect or IT leader. Here you will be taking decision which decides the people will be looking at you for the ideas, or the leadership. So you will lead the different teams who are working under a program manager or a team leader. So I'm taking a typical example, and each company having their own structure, so it may vary to company. So I'm just discussing about a generalized scenario. So in some other companies, you may see something different than the structure you see on the screen. So it's because each company follows their own structure. Next is Chief Information Officer. So the Chief Information Officer is the head of the IT in the company, where the Chief Information Officer decides the company's strategies and company's vision, all that kind of stuff, and he will be more concerned about the future of the company. Now we'll see the career ladder path. So what are the skills and expertise you will be having? So once you start as a trainee, you will be having some skills, right? Then you'll be learning a particular technology or particular product, and you will become an expert in that. Then you will be adding values that to company and adding values to yourself. Then next level, you will become an expert. You will having a lot of expertise. Then you will be having competencies. Then the next level, you will be taking responsibility. And in the manager levels, you will be managing people rather than system, right? So the people management is an important job in the IT career path, where you will be managing people and the people do the actual work. And as you go up to the career path in IT, it will also give you an increased job satisfaction, and it will give you a very good compensation. See, when you start with a company, then company will negotiate with your all your pay, your salary and everything. But when you reach in the management level, you will negotiate with the company, or okay, I need this much salary. So the things will turn upside down in that level. And of course, in the chief information officer level, where you will be making doing the decision making steps, and you will providing the strategy, and you will be giving the vision and direction for that particular company. So here the chief information officers, or in the top level management, they take very business critical decision, and the success of the company will depend on the decision they took. So I would like to give some examples which may help you understand better. So we all are using mobile phone, right? Right. Most of you might be connected through even mobile phone. So when all the smartphone booms happens, before smartphone boom happens, Nokia was the leader in the market, right? So you might have seen the older Nokia phones, smartphones, which having N series, N95, N90, and E71, E72. I'm talking about the smartphone before Android comes. So that time, Nokia was the leader in the market. So wherever you go, you only see Nokia phone. So that time, Nokia was running called an OS called Symbian, and it is a discontinued OS. Means none of the companies using, and they are not shipping any product with Symbian OS to the customer at the moment. They discontinued that particular OS. And what happened to Nokia is they are having some particular shares in the Symbian company because their product is running on the Symbian OS. So in 2008, what Nokia did is they bought the entire share of Symbian. So Nokia owns the entire Symbian OS company. So that Nokia thought, they can develop the Symbian, and they can take the proprietary right on Symbian, and they can build their product based on the Symbian. In the same time, what happens is Android started to grow, and Google took over it, and its growth was very huge, right? In the same time, what Samsung did was Samsung introduced, they shipped their first Galaxy phone with the Android OS. So what I'm trying to say is, see, the decision they took to buy the Symbian OS caused their entire mobile business of Nokia. Now you know where Nokia stands. Their business has been acquired by many companies, but they could not succeed because they fall behind in the technology. If you compare Symbian OS and Android, there is a huge difference, right? So the decision in 2008 Nokia made changed their entire business in terms of mobile phone. Now very few people use Nokia. They were number one in the industry, but now they are in not even top 10. So the decision making is very important for a particular IT company. That's what I was trying to explain. I hope you are able to understand it. So next we will see. Now we see the lot of the typical career positions available in that company or in IT industry. Now we will see what all the skills we need to what all the skills we should have or we should acquire during the each steps of our career ladder path. So of course, in order to start a first step, you should be having technical skills, right? And then you will learn the functional knowledge. Then you will be having domain knowledge. Then you will be having in the top level, that is leadership skill, where you will grow yourself as a leader, and you will be leading the entire organization. So now we will see detailing each and every skills or the skill, the skill types. So technical skill. Technical is nothing but the knowledge of technologies. It could be like open source technology, it could be in Linux, it could be in .NET, or any technology which company needs to solve a particular business problem. Okay, and it could be a programming language, or it could be an application. And technical skill also requires the knowledge of the product. See, if you are going to build a particular product to solve a problem, then you should know about that particular product. So what all the functionalities of that product, then only you can design a robust product, or you can write a robust code for that particular product. And next is knowledge of process. So you should know the entire process. Like, so if you are talking about the software engineering or software product lifecycle, then you will start with the requirement analysis and system design. Then you do the actual programming, and you do test and again review. So all that steps you have to know. And knowledge of code. See, knowledge of code is nothing but, see, in some cases you will not be writing a new code. You will be working on some particular code which is already there. So you will be working on a code which some other software engineer developed. So you will be reworking on that. So you should know that particular programming language, as well as you will be having that programming skill, and you should have the knowledge on that particular code. Then knowledge of applications. So in current the current world of IT, we will be using or you will be developing programs which is interacting in between multiple applications. So we do this through API. It's called application program interface. So see, in this session you'll be coming across a lot of new words and new terms. You don't need to worry. All these things you will be learning in your syllabus or from your college, or in normal classes. Okay. So once you learn, then you'll be having a better, understanding about it. And you should be having the knowledge of database. See, now every application uses data, either from user side or the data from the application itself. So in order to store a data, we need a database which efficiently manages the data. Okay, so database will be of course, I believe database will be a separate subject for you, and you will be learning in the coming semesters. So you'll be having a better understanding of what is a database during your classes. Okay, so we'll move to next topic. That is, we already talked about the technical skills. Now it's functional skill. So functional skill requires the knowledge of business requirements and expectation. See, as a functional consultant, you should know the business requirement. For example, a customer asks, they want a product to do, to an e-commerce product to sell their various products, which is already in the in-store. Then they have to put that in internet. They have to put in that e-commerce website. So in that case, the functional consultant must know the business requirement. Then only he can, he can make a robust product. At the same time, he must also know the expectation of the client. See, after we having a meeting with the client, and if we do not understand the expectation of the client, then what happens is, once you develop the product, once you deliver, client will tell, see, this is not I wanted, this is not what I expected. So you should be also knowing the expectation of the client, and you should also know the concept and business terminology. So there will be a lot of concepts in that particular mode of business, and there will be a lot of terminologies using that particular business. So you should be knowing that also. And you should also know the business process and flows. The business process and flow is nothing but the entire operation of that particular business. Like, for example, the earlier example which I point out, an e-commerce store you are making, then you should know the entire business process. What happened in the e-commerce store? There will be customers coming online. Then we will be, selecting the product. We'll choosing the product. Then we'll add the product to the cart, and then we'll make the payment. Right? That is happened from the user side. But at the same time, you should know what happens in the the management side of that particular e-commerce store, what the administrator or the store manager do that in particular store. So he'll be doing that operation. So the knowledge of business process and flows means the entire operations of that particular business. Then you should also know the principles and rules and procedures on a particular business, and knowledge of the product functionalities and capabilities. It's nothing but, if you take the example of the e-commerce store, what are the functionalities it processes and the capabilities. And you should be also having a good analytical skill, and also knowledge of functional best practices. Okay, best practices are nothing but, it's a method which is already proved, or which is already deemed as correct and best in the industry. That kind of process or the steps we take is called as best practices. So we should be following the best practices for that particular business. So now we will move to domain knowledge. So you want to be a team leader, or you want to be a the program manager or delivery manager, you should be having a deep knowledge about the domain. For example, you should be having a detailed knowledge of industry segments. For example, if you are taking a banking industry, and one of the IT company, Infosys, they have a banking software called Finacle, and most of the banks use that. Okay, in India and abroad. So if you want to work in that kind of product, then you should having an in-depth knowledge of the entire banking industry, how it works. Yeah? It's not only in point of a end user perspective. You should know that you should be an expert in the entire life cycle of the banking industry. So what all the process happens, and what are the challenges occurs, and what were the known issues, and you will be able to tackle all this. Then only you can deliver a successful product, or you can deliver a successful program to the client. So in this case, you should be having a deep domain knowledge, and you should be also having knowledge of business and operational dynamics. And as I said, the challenges, risks, and opportunities of industry segment. So for example, you already delivered a banking application product for the bank. So you should be knowing the new opportunity, where then you can add a functionality to address the new problem arises at the current scenario. Maybe the banking product, the bank using, you were designed 5 years back. So the situation changed now. Then what you will do, instead of you will be giving a new functionality to that particular client based on the current market situation. So when you develop something new, then you will get more revenue, because again, once you give the new feature of the client, then client will be paying for you. So you will be you'll be able to identify the opportunities and the same time risks of the industry segment. And you should be having knowledge of competitive environment, and you should be having some idea about the economy and that particular business environment. So what is happening in that industry? See, if you are not having that knowledge about economy in that business environment, it may lead you to take a wrong decision. So as I said, when you move up and in the career path in IT, you will be taking decisions. So decision could be wrong or right, but the entire revenue or the performance of company is heavily depend on the decision you make. Next is industry specific business requirement. Same as if you take an example of banking industry, so you should be knowing the specific business requirement that particular industry, and you should also having knowledge in industry specific specialized IT solution. So if you are talking about a banking industry, then you should know what is the already existing solution in that domain, and you should be also using the domain best practices. Next is IT leadership skills. So leadership skill, talking about leadership, and you should be having team management, and you should be having good critical thinking, and you should be having emotional intelligence. See, in the leadership role, you will be dealing with people where people tend to be emotional. So you have to talk with them according to that. So because see, in a team, if one of the team member is not performing well, it will affect the entire the mood of the team. So it will, so the leadership, the person who is in leadership role should also possess emotional intelligence. Then they should also possess the thought leadership, and they'll be having, of course, problem solving skill. So the problem solving skill you will learn once you start the first step in your IT career path. So without problem solving skills, you cannot solve the problem of the customer. See, if you cannot solve the problem, then how you are going to develop a solution for customer? Then you should also have a decision making skill. So you will take the decision based on your expertise in the domain and your expertise in the entire business. Based on that, you will take the decision. And you should be also having a good time management skill. And you should be also having a project management skill and communication skill also. Communication skill is very important in IT leadership role. You will be communicating with the clients and your team, and you will be communicating with the top management or the director boards of company. So if you are not good in communication, then your work won't be easy. And of course, you should be having coaching and mentoring skill. Coaching and mentoring skill is required for you to nourish, and you should develop the next level of leader. Because see, you will be working in maybe 5 years or 10 years in leadership role, and you will move to the the top role, or you'll be maybe you will be retiring. But by the time you should be you should make ready your next level of leadership, so that the company can be running smoothly, or the business will move smoothly without any issue. And of course, you should be having hiring skill. See, hiring right people and for the right place is a very important thing. For example, if you are hiring a wrong guy in a position, so he will spoil the entire environment, because he will not be knowing the exact things which is required. So when all the other members of the team, they are moving towards the team goal, but this the guy who is we hired as a wrong person, or the wrong skill guy, so he will be pulling back the entire team. So hiring skills also very, very important for a leader. Now we will see IT jobs. See, in IT there are many number of jobs, starting from a support, and then there could be a developer, tester, network engineer. Lot of different job titles are there. But what I'm doing is I'm taking a generalized form, and I'm in terms of the main nature of work, or main in the mode of work. So I classified it as in 4 groups, which first is network and system engineering, and second one is software development testing, then third is business analyst and project management. Okay, now we'll see each type of jobs. So network and system engineering, you will be having knowledge of networking. Networking is nothing but the way of you connect your devices, including computers, your switches, routers, and your all other sensors, all other devices, how you connect in the network, and how you monitor, manage, and provide security. And it's a very vast subject. And of course, you will be learning this networking in depth in your in your syllabus. Okay, so in network, so the person who is handling the network, who designs, who manage, monitor, they are called as network engineers. Okay, and there are other jobs also called system engineers, who will be managing the system itself. He'll be managing a mainframe system, or he'll be managing the server itself. See, for example, we all use this currently we are using the Zoom for this session, right? So the backend, the system engineers in the Zoom will be monitoring the entire Zoom system in or different places from their office or their the remote places, and they'll be managing the performance the system. So now our session is moving very smoothly without any interruption. Why? Because the system engineers in the Zoom, they are doing a fantastic job. That's why there is no issue with the Zoom. Correct. So we are, I think, almost more than half an hour now, but there is no drop of voice. So see, everyone can hear clearly. Why? Because the system engineers in the Zoom, they're doing a fantastic job there. Next is called hardware engineer. See, hardware engineer requires a depth knowledge in the hardware. So you will be working in the the device level or in chip level, right? And you will be designing hardware, and you will be also developing programs for hardware. So for a typical hardware is in our IT industry, you can take as a you can take the processor inside the CPU as an hardware, right? So there are engineers who design new chips and who designs new architecture. So these engineers called hardware engineer. Next is customer handling. See, now in IT or in a software development, what we'll do is we'll be solving a particular customer problem, right? So once we develop a solution, then we'll be giving that product or that particular solution to the customer. Then after delivering the product, we also need to give support for that, and also we'll be handling the customer. For a new client, we will be dealing with the customer to get the better idea of the requirement. So these are the first section. I hope you understood. So we'll move to the next one, is software development and testing. So in software development, so it's nothing but you will be developing software as per the client requirement or a particular business requirement. So you should be knowing multiple programming language, like you'll be knowing .NET technology, or you will be knowing Java, or you will be knowing Python. So there are n number of programming language. So you'll be an expert in that particular programming language. Then you will be in simple form, you will be writing the code. Okay, so you will be learning programming language and all its basics in your syllabus. And next one is database. So there are database engineers who works on database, and not only works, they design database and then maintain and they manage the database. So it's a database also there is in you'll be studying the database in your syllabus. Okay, so next is web technology, which nothing but the technology is used in the web, basically in a web servers. Okay, so there are web service and runs on entirely on Linux platform, and there are web technologies runs on Unix platform and as well as Windows platform. Okay, and next skill you need for software development and a testing role is communication skill, because you will be communicating with sometimes with the client, or you're communicating with the So business analysts should have the domain knowledge, and they should also have the facilitation skills and the analytic thinking and problem solving skill. Business analysts mainly working with huge data, and they use analysis techniques to get the insight of data, and they give the reports or a snapshot of a particular data. Sometimes business analyst will be directly communicating with the client, so that time you should also having, or you should possess a client management skill. Sometimes in client you have to talk in a diplomatic way, or you have to you have to manage them properly. Next is project management role. So in project management, you should be having project planning skill. So you decide the entire the time frame for the project, and you will allocate resource and budget for that particular project. So everything comes in the planning. So you should be very you should be very knowledgeable person about that particular domain or particular project, because see, you should be delivering the project within the budget and within the time, and you should only use the required resource or budget for the project. Otherwise that project will not be a successful one. And of course in project management, the role, there will be a lot of team to handle, and a lot of like you'll be handling developers, you'll be having handling clients, and you'll be having your internal team also. You'll be leading the people under you as well. So the leadership skills is also very important. And next is customer handling skill. So being a project manager, you'll be interacting with the customer and customer or client as well, and you should know the IT architecture and standard. Okay, so for example, this project manager should know about the technologies used. Or for example, if you are running a data in the data intensive project, then if the project requires a solid state drive or an in-memory database, then this particular project manager should know what is the effect if you use this the solid state drives and in-memory database. So what is the effect on that particular project? Okay, so he should be having that level of knowledge about that platform. Okay, now we will see the emerging technologies in IT. Okay, see, emerging technology is nothing but the technology which is not already established. For example, if you're talking about the web technology, it's already established. It's there for more than a decade. Okay, but these the technologies I'm talking about, they are not established yet. So what is the advantage of emerging technologies? If you possess a skill in this emerging technologies, you have very good chance for getting a high paid job, and within very less time you can be a master in this emerging technologies, because there are already a huge shortage of the engineers in these particular emerging technologies. So if you are learning this, then it will help you to get a very good career in IT from the starting itself. So first one is artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is nothing but we write a program to mimic the human intelligence in the systems or computers in simple form. Meaning, so we will enable the system to think the way humans think. So normally in a normal program, the program will only work the way we designed, but in artificial intelligence we will give the intelligence to the program itself, so that it will take the decision by its own. So another emerging technology is machine learning. So machine learning is nothing but it's exposed the development and study of algorithms from data. So a computer program is designed to do the things which we already programmed. But in machine learning, what the program does is it will do its own step, or it will do things by observing patterns and insights from data. Meaning that machine learning program itself analyze data, and it will take the insight from the data. Based on the insight of data, it will perform, or uh, it will work in that way. And next is robotic process automation. So like artificial intelligence and machine learning, the robot process automation is a technology that is designed for job automation. Meaning that particular job done by either human, what we will do is we will place a robot there, and we will automate the entire functions of the robot. So for example, some mission critical operations or very dangerous operations in a manufacturing environment, we will put robots instead of human, and we will make the robot to work. So the advantage is that like robot will work more efficiently than human in that particular environment. And it's very in that mission critical or some in an in a dangerous environment, it's better to place a robot than a human. Okay. And another technology is an edge computing. So edge computing is nothing but it's a small data center approach. Meaning, see, the large companies or large enterprise or large products. For example, you take an example as a product of YouTube. So have you ever thought we are seeing video in YouTube, right? So where is all this, the entire video is stored, right? It will be stored somewhere in, geographically distributed data centers in some around the world. That's why we are able to see the video. See, like how many, how big could be a 4K or HD video takes in a disk space. Have you ever thought of such a huge amount of videos stored in a particular place? So this video will be stored in a data center, which is not in a populous place. It will be a remote place. Okay, and it will be having a the fastest connection to the network provider to the data center. So what happens in the data center is like there will be a latency. Maybe you will see there will be a delay after you put a request for a particular data, and the time required for you to receive or you to see that data. In edge computing, what it does is it will keep a small data center or small environment, keep the data near the edge computing centers will be in the near to people itself. So what is the advantage is you will get the fast access to the or data or information. So for example, the Microsoft Azure Cloud, they are using this edge computing technology. They are on the small data center in a populous places, so that the people will not have the delay in accessing service or information. Next is cyber security. So one is the emerging and very important technology is cyber security, because now in the cyber world, like more people are coming to the internet, the world of the computers, and they are doing more operations or more business function than ever before in this current situation. Meaning because of this pandemic situation, most of our operations move to the online world. Instead of going to a shop, now what we are doing is we have mobile apps. Even for local stores, they have mobile apps. So what we'll doing is we are putting the the request to our mobile phones, and we are paying through either Google Pay or UPI or all the the payment gateway or payment application available to us. So the security is very, very important because we are here dealing with the money. So if it's not secure, there is a high chance somewhere somebody in the middleman or a hacker or a cyber security or a, you know, a very good programmer can be in the middle, and instead of, you know, you paying the money to the vendor, he can, you know, take your money in between, or even you can, you know, get the access of your device and get the data or your passwords, all valuable information from your phone or the device you are connected to the internet. So cyber security also very, very important. It's a very, very important technology. So a knowledge in cyber technology and a career in a cyber security will give you a very good, you know, the opportunity to start your career. And next one is blockchain. So blockchain is one of the emerging technologies, and it is nothing but in blockchain technology, and the data is, you know, the data is represented, or data is formed in terms of a chain, meaning each, you know, it will be a connected thing. What if exactly happens in blockchain is you cannot modify the existing data, meaning if you put something on blockchain, it's secured for all. Nobody can change, either even you cannot change it. Once you put in the chain, it will be there for ever, and what you can do is you can put a revision or you can add that. So it will be a secured, and it will be a secure request, and nobody can tamper with it. Okay, so there are a lot of, you know, the opportunities in blockchain. You might have already heard about the cryptocurrency and Bitcoin and all that kind of stuff, and that's all. That cryptocurrency world is based on blockchain. Next is Internet of Things. Internet of Things or IoT. See, Internet of Things is nothing but it will be having lot of devices connected to internet, and these devices having sensors, and these sensors will be monitoring data or monitoring situation, and it will be communicating to a program back in that particular environment. For example, at the moment we are connected to internet using what you are connecting internet using or laptops, your personal device, or your computer or your mobile phone, right? In Internet of Things, even your switches will be connected to internet, and your home appliance will be connected to internet. So then they will be having sensors, and they will be, you know, sending informations and the statistics about that particular device to the server back in the manufacturers manufacturers, the data centers, and manufacturer have, the better understanding about the that particular device or that particular environment. Meaning, like for example, you take a case of data centers. So data centers will be placed in a remote area where cooling requirement is very high. So in that places, going and checking each and everything by human or some robot or something is very difficult task. So see, you might have already know most of the data centers of the big companies are under the ground or under the they are in the northern parts of the earth, where that there is extreme low temperature, so that they don't need to spend much money to keep this entire data centers to keep the entire data center cool always. Okay, so in Internet of Things, they will place the sensors in that data center, entire data center. Then they can monitor, and they can also make the countermeasures, to keep that data center fully operational in optimal temperature always. So I will give another example. If you take about the cars, see, now what happens is you drive the car, something happened to the car, then car will give you some symptoms. Based on the symptoms or the lights in the dashboard, you will understand, okay, this is the problem with brake pad, and my brake pad is almost weared out, I have to replace. Then what you will do, you will go to that particular car manufacturer, then you give the car, then you will put the request, then you will make the payment, then you will wait the shipment. If the product, that particular brake pad is already available with the their car service center, then you will get it, right? But in Internet of Things scenario, the car will be having a lot of sensors, right? So each sensor will be monitoring the critical parts of the car. So once the brake pad is weighed out, then what the sensors will do, this will send this information back to the manufacturer. Then manufacturer will get the exact idea about that particular brake pad, and it will check the car details, and it will it will already make an order for that particular brake pad, and it will reply back to the client saying that your brake pad is ready and this is the nearest service center where you can go and replace it. By doing this, what happens is the moment we go to our service center, or things or the required parts will be ready, and we'll give the car and we'll get it done within no time. So it will help. So I just give you a particular scenario, and it could apply to lot of things. And in coming decade, this Internet of Things is gonna change our entire life. The way we live won't be same of next 3-4 years, because everything will be connected to the internet. Because now we are you're just beginning to know about the 5G. Already 5G devices available in the market. We are now just waiting for the infrastructure in place. So once it's available, then we'll be having another revolution in terms of data. So in 5G, you're downloading or accessing a ultra HD video is a matter of seconds, or you're downloading an entire database from one facility to other is just a matter of thing. Meaning you can be mobile, you can be in any other place, you can be traveling, but still you can access data in a super fast. So that's what the 5G also gonna bring to us. So I hope you got at least some idea. I know these topics are a bit, it's not that much, bit complicated things, but it will be, I just want to give you a small idea about what are the current emerging technologies. Next is the future of IT. So the future is IT is so good as per the predictions of IDC, the Internet Data Company. Sorry, the International Data Corporation. So what I mean by companies hasten to innovation means, by next 3 years, that is by 2023, more than 50% of all the IT spending will go towards digital transformation and innovation. Okay, at the moment, the amount of money spent in IT is only 27% to the innovation. Meaning, the companies will find new ways to improve their products, new ways to improve the service they make, and they will find a new way to reach to their customer. For example, if you talk about the Zoom, once the Zoom application came, then Microsoft already started with their enhancing their Microsoft team to compete with Zoom. Also, Google also come up with Google Meet. So the companies giving some the new innovation. So there are going to be a lot of innovation coming in coming years, and all the companies will be forced to transform to new digital platform or come up with new innovative ideas to stay in the market. Otherwise they cannot sustain in the the current competitive markets. And clouds are the cloud system are going to be get connected, meaning now we have different services and different application in the cloud, and soon these clouds can interact each other, and it will get interconnected. And next is build out the edge. By 2023, more than 50 of new enterprise infrastructure will be deployed at the edge rather than corporate data center. And now only 10% of the infrastructure is deployed in the edge. And by 2024, the number of apps that edge will increase in 800%, meaning the apps now running on this edge computing will be gonna increase by 8-fold. Next is digital innovation factories. By 2020, nearly 2/3 of the enterprise will be prolific software producers with code deployed daily, and more than 90% of the 90% of the apps will be in cloud native, and 80% of the code will be externally sourced, and 1.6 times more developed will be exist than today. What I'm saying is by 2025, within next 5 years, there will be a demand almost 1.6 times, almost the more than half of the current developers will be needed, meaning it's going to be almost, it will gonna grow by half. For example, now whatever the total number of the developers available in the entire IT industry is going to be increased by its half. And next is industry app explosion. By 2023, and more than 500 million digital apps and services will be developed and deployed using cloud native approaches, and the same number of apps developed in last years. What I'm trying to say is, in last 40 years, we have developed almost 500 million apps, including the all kind of application. And next with 3 years, and we're gonna be in to reach the double number. Okay, so we are going to reach a 500 million apps by next 3 years. So meaning more apps will come, so it will apps will be, there will be more need of the IT professionals to manage these all demands. And next is AI, artificial intelligence is inescapable, meaning you cannot stand or you cannot sustain in the industry if you are not adopting the artificial intelligence, or you are not including the artificial intelligence in your business. So as per the IDC prediction, by 2025, at least 90% of new enterprise app will be embedded in IT and making apps more smarter and more dynamic. By 2024, more than 50 of the user interface interaction will be used AI enabled computer vision, speech, natural language processing, and virtual reality. And by 2025, the AI powered enterprise will be able to respond to market condition in half the time of their peers. And so the AI gonna grow, like AI, artificial intelligence is gonna make a very huge growth in coming years. And the companies who is not adopting AI technology will be lagging behind, and other companies who was already invested their resource and money in the AI will be going up. And next is trust get promoted. So this is something really new. And by 2023, half of the global 2000 companies will name a chief trust officer, meaning the chief trust officer will be orchestrating the trust across security, risk, compliance, privacy, and ethical business operation. So in the new technology, it's all about new relationship, and the approach to trust is going to need in more than ever. By meaning now all the data and everything will be going to the cloud, right? And now very less people keeping your data and your resources in the or premises itself. For example, you can take as an example of the Microsoft Office 365, and it is nothing but it's the same office package which available to us, which currently available in cloud, where you will be doing everything on cloud and you'll be keeping everything in the cloud. So in order to make a good relationship, the companies will be promoting a new office, new position called chief trust officer. So these are the things about the future of IT. So in conclusion, undoubtedly, information technology is a stream which can change one's destiny in a positive way, and there is no shortage of job opportunity for the qualified students in this IT stream. However, one has to accept the fact that the caliber of the students plays a pivotal role in the success of their career. By saying this, what I mean is, see, if you learn IT and you just you approach IT just in terms of just passing the course, it will not be reach, or it will not be giving a better starting or better job opportunity. But if you are enough skilled and you learn all the basic concept and you apply it and you start developing things, then you will be having a very good opportunity in coming future. So that's it from my side. So I hope I am able to convey my message very clearly, and now you can ask any questions, or I will hand over to Anita ma'am.
Thank you, Sreejesh. Thank you so much for such a vast and informative session.
You're welcome.
Students might have got a very good insight on the career opportunities in IT sector. You have touched upon almost all the aspects of the careers in information technology. Let us wait for the questions from the students now.
Yeah.
Girls, if you have any questions, please post it in the chat box, or you can unmute your mic and ask questions. Some of the questions are there in the chat box. Sreejesh, would you like to take the questions?
No, let me go to chat box.
You have the chat box. Should I read it out for you?
No, just let me just go to his. Ma'am, I'm not able to see the chat box at the moment. I can see. Yeah, there are. I think there are a couple of. Just let me. So please put, okay, even with good knowledge, our job will be crucial in the interview. What are the things to look out for in an interview? See, okay, so this is from Disha Rajiv. Okay, hi Disha. So it was a very good question. Yeah, even with good knowledge, yeah, it's your job will be crucial in the interview. Yeah, it depends on how you perform on the interview. What are the things to look out for in interview? See, as a fresher or who are having a not an industry experience, the companies will always look for the basic quality. Your basic analytic skills, your problem solving skills, and your as Anita said in the starting, the critical thing is key. Company all only look for that kind of all these skills along with the communication skill, and the communication is very, very important. And probably you should be you should be able to communicate in English. That's a must. I think that for all these stuffs you will be learning apart along with your syllabus. Anita, I think there is still the soft session and the leadership skills session and all that kind of activities are still going on there, right?
Yeah, it's all going on.
So the soft skill session is happening there, right? So so you'll be learning all this, these analytic skills and the leadership quality and even the communication skills. All you will be learning as a during your in your college itself. So the companies will be basically looking at these skills along with your the knowledge on the programming, the languages or the technology you studied in the course. They will not ask something, something an industry specific. Yeah, there might be question about the company. What you, for example, if you are being interviewed for a company called even the Zoom, then they might be asking about the Zoom, a few questions. What do you know about the company? So apart from that, everything, they will look the things you learn in your, during your, your course. I think I answered that question. So what are the best IT job for the future? See, the best job is so the best in what context? Like, see, the best is, it's based on a particular context. The best in sense, if you are making, if you are looking for the best pay, the data scientist job will give you the top pay as per the current scenario. Or if you are looking for the best job satisfaction is depends on the person. So the best job for the future is, either you can be a data scientist or a data engineer, or you can be a big data engineer. So basically you'll be dealing and analyzing data. So something in the data science and data analysis will give you a very good pay. And the second is in machine learning and artificial intelligence. So this, I listed out some, the emerging technologies like the AI, machine learning, and the automated robot programming, and all these things all these emerging technologies will give you, the best pay in terms of, that. So I hope I understood, I answered that question. So what are the most effective strategies so I move to the next question. What are the most effective strategies for seeking position in this field? See, now, like as a student, you have to have only one strategy to study the basic, you first you study your subject, and along with the other soft skill, which, the companies will be, looking for, meaning that the problem solving skills, analytic skills, and the critical thinking skills, and the communication skill. So if you are good in this, then of course you will get a very good job in the market. So I hope I answered that question as well. So next, what are the current trends following in information technology? See, the current trend is I think I already explained. So I explained in a different way, which is as the emerging technology. See, the emerging technologies are the new trends, because they are not established, they just started, and they have huge potential, and they have, huge demand in market. So these emerging technologies are the, the current trends. And after BCEC talk for a job, or should we continue with your studies? See, you can find a job even after BCA, okay? Or if you study something, job specific, or if you are going a master's degree, it will give you a more opportunity, meaning, it will give you a more knowledge about the subject, and it will help you to reach in a career path very quickly. Because see, in some role in the some IT jobs require the master's degree. So in that, where they keep the master's degree as a the primary criteria, then you won't be able to apply for that job. Apart from that, a graduation in a graduate degree in computer science, or in computer application is okay for a job, along with the skills I already explained, that analytic skill, problem solving skill, and critical thinking skill, and along with the communication. If you have all these, and the basics from your subject and your programming skill, and of course you will get a good job. What are the different routes of cybersecurity and its scope in future? See, in cybersecurity there are a lot of jobs. Okay, for example, you can be a cyber security expert, where you will be managing the security of the entire company or entire particular product. or a service where you will be looking after for the the unwanted access or the attacks on that particular product. So you will be you will be working with the firewalls and security systems and all. So you can be a the cyber security engineer, or you can be a even you can be a cyber forensic expert or a computer forensic expert, where you will be dealing with a situation where a cyber crime happened, and you will investigate from the the available information, and you will build up a case, and you will find out the actual cause from where the attack and from where this incident happened, that all that kind of stuff. See, you have a lot of opportunity in cyber security. So you will be as a starting will be you will be being hired as a cyber security engineer, or a cyber security analyst. So next is, how is COVID-19 affect the recruitment of fresher graduates? See, the fresher graduates, I already mentioned in my session, even during this pandemic, even Infosys, they generated more than 3% their expected revenue. That expectation they said between last year, meaning the revenue and all the the planning for 2020 they made in last year or prior to 2020. Then nobody was ready or nobody was planned for this pandemic, right? And even in the second quarter, I mean the second quarter of the 2020, Infosys still able to make 3% more revenue than their expectation, meaning that they have more order from the customer, they have more work, and they are gonna recruit, they are going to start the fresher recruitment as well. And also, see, the way of recruiting may be a different at this pandemic, the COVID situation, because you cannot be physically present for an interview. So most of the thing will be an online session, either by Zoom or any other, maybe their their own proprietary meeting platform or something, or their own exam platform. Yeah, but the opportunity will be now just they just started to planning for the hiring, so you will be having opportunities, of course. Sir, after completing bachelor degree in computer application, many are going for MBA instead of the computer course. Why, and what are the job opportunities? See, so in MBA, what you're you're looking for a management role, right? So in IT also there are as I mentioned, the last category, I don't know how many of you noticed, it's called the project management. So after having a computer degree and you do in MBA and IT, then you have a chance, you have a good opportunity, you can start the career is the first step itself a management role. But for that you should having once you have that all the required skill, so you'll be having a good chance to get a job in management, in the management category once as a fresher itself. Sir, I hope I answered that question. So you have very good opportunity in that also. Sir, can you suggest government jobs related to IT? Do we have exam in PSC after completing BCA? Sorry, I don't know the current situation PSC because I'm not in India. So I currently am residing in Dubai since last 8 years. So I am not sure of what is the current the exams PSC conduct after the BCA. So Drisha, anyway, I will check it, and I will either mail to Ainda. I will mail this answer to Ainda, so that you will have, because at the moment I don't have much information about the PSC back in India. But still, I can understand is, see, you are considering the government bank or the nationalized bank as a government job, then you have a huge opportunity in the banks where you need a IT degree. So you can be a IT officer in the bank, or even after there are after MCA you complete your masters also, then you can directly you will get as a assistant manager job in a bank. So about the exams, Drishya, I will make this print screen. So I will email you this answer. Okay. So at the moment I am not that much informed about the PSC, so I will check it and I will get back to you. Next one is, sir, what type of employee are most successful in IT field? See, again, like you said, the best and successful, these are like successful in what terms? See, if you are successful, you are talking about in financial successful, or you have your personal, you have your job will be very less repetitive. One day you will be developing the code, the next day what you will be doing, you will be fixing the bug, right? So the successful means, if you are looking for the the pay, the money part or the salary you possess, then that employees who gets job in the emerging technology will get the more benefit or more salary in terms of money point. So if you are money is considered as a factor of success, then the employees who works in emerging technology, they will be making big money in the starting. See, I'm not saying that other technology will not give you money, but the money you get from the start, from the emerging technologies and the already established technology is different. Aparna, I hope I think I answered your question. And what are different skills needed for a cyber security engineer? So in terms of security, you should be very good in networking, meaning in computer networks. You should know about the the like see that you will be learning the network architecture, okay, and where you will be having each layers for each functionality. You have a layer for connectivity, you have layer for information exchange, and you have a particular layer in the this one they call the network or the communication architecture for cyber, the security itself. So you will be dealing with, you should be knowing that the security protocols, and you should be learning about the session, and you should be having good knowledge about the cryptography, and you should know about the encryptions, and you need to have all these kind of skill. But as a fresher, you should be having very good good skill in the network. Right, sir, what is the most important thing to remember when we are attending an interview? See, for attending an interview, the first thing, see, I will start from your CV. Your CV should be something your exact copy, meaning like when you go for an interview, you put the things and what you are in the CV, the first thing, because they get the CV before going in for an interview. So if that person is not feeling the match from the what you written in the CV, and during the interview what the skill you show exhibit or the things you said, if there is a no match, then that person will be least interested in hiring that person, that particular candidate. And most important thing, and you should be having good communication skill, meaning you should be telling the answers which they want to hear. Okay, so it's, see, attending interviews, then you will have a lot of this one, what you call videos in YouTube. So there will be, see, it's specific to each interview. For example, if you are going for an interview in a particular company, then the hiring style, the things that company is looking from you will be different from another company. So it's based on that context. But still, what I can say is you should keep your CV neat and clean, and put only things or the skills or things or the the ideas you possess in your CV. So your CV should be perfect, and you should be having the good communication skill, and you should not get panic or get tensed or under stress, that kind of stuff. Attend the interview with a pleasant mind. Prepare yourself first. Go for, see, the best thing you can do is you go for mock interviews, meaning you can go for an interview which say some kind of a job where you don't want. So there is nothing for you to lose, right? So what I can suggest you is you have to get used to with the interview. So you will learn by experience, because see, for as a fresher, they will be checking your the basic skills, your problem solving skill, your analytical skill, your critical thinking skill, and your communication skill, right? Along with the subject you studied in the during your course, during your syllabus. So that is the thing you have to take in consideration, and you should be practice. For example, even I remember my first interview, I was not okay. So when I went first time, then even I could not tell the things which I know already, because I get that tension will come for the first time. But you have to overcome that, then attend the interview in a pleasant the pleasant mood, so it will be very good one. I hope Swati, I hope I answered your question. So since it's a COVID-19 pandemic going on, what is the scope of career of a fresher? I think I already answered this question above, right? Oh, see, in the pandemic, okay. See, during this pandemic, companies are still hiring and people are still getting jobs in IT. Because see, IT is one of the few industry where the impact of pandemic is very minimal, right? If you check in the career, on the career news or the hiring website, you will be still seeing the opportunities for a fresher as well. So, but the opportunity is not same as the last year where you have more. But now, as I point out in the session, the leading IT companies in India, they are having a good performance in the second quarter of 2020. So they are already planning to put out the recruitment drives and all that kind of stuff. So soon you will be having more opportunities. So Anita ma'am, hello.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, ma'am, the students are the freshers, right?
No, they are second years and final years.
There are final year as well. Okay, so they already completed. I mean, or they are in the final semester, or they are just.
They are in the fifth semester now.
They are in the fifth semester. Oh, okay. So you will be having more opportunities coming. So at the moment, it's not not a. I will not say. I will not say it's a good time, but it's okay. Now the industry is coming back from the the effect of pandemic. The things will be moving very faster soon. So what is scope of cyber jobs in India? See, in India as well, there are cyber security having a very wide scope. Meaning, see that when the cyber crimes happening, it's happening all over the world. It's not only in the US. Even a lot of cyber crimes happening in India as well. So the security is the pivotal role in the entire cyber system. So you will be having very good opportunities. So I hope, Hanima, yeah, I think I answered your question. But let me know in chat window you need more clarification on that.
Hanima? Yeah, I think that's all with the question answer, right?
Yeah, so ma'am, one question is remaining regarding to the question is respect to the PSC. That I will check, then I will email to you, ma'am, so that you can convey the same to the Rishi, I think.
Okay,
right?
Sure. Okay. Thank you, Sreejesh. Thank you.
So that's from me. So anything else? Can we wind up, ma'am?
Yeah, we'll wind up. Thank you so much for patiently answering all the questions. And I think the students have actively participated in the question answer session also. Thank you so much. Let me invite Ms. Ashwati K, the Association Secretary, to propose the vote of thanks.
Okay.
Ashwati, over to you.
Honorable Chief Guest, Mr. Sreejesh KV, Assistant IT Manager at CLEANCO Services and Facilities Management, Dubai. Respected Principal, Dr. KV Surendran Sir, Head of the Department of Computer Application, Anita Haridas, our teachers and my dear friends. It's my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. On behalf of Chinmay Arts and Science College and entire management, I would extend my sincere gratitude to our Chief Guest, Mr. Sreejesh KV, for his valuable time and a wonderful session on career opportunities in information technology. Thank you, sir. I would also like to take this opportunity to place a hearty thanks to our principal, Dr. KV Surendran sir, for being a perfect support for conducting such a session for us. Thank you, sir. I would also express my heartfelt gratitude to our HOD Anita ma'am for supporting and guiding us. Thank you, ma'am. I'm also very grateful to our teachers for all their support and encouragement. Thank you all. And finally, I thank all my friends for being an attentive part of this session. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashwati.
Thank you, Ashwati.
Sreejesh, on behalf of the department, I once again thank you. Thank you so much for a wonderful session. And we were expecting this kind of session for all our final year students because they should get an insight on how the software industry is currently working and what are the opportunities that are available in the sector. So I think you have touched upon almost all the aspects, right from the basic ideas to the machine learning and artificial intelligence. Thank you so much for such a wonderful session.
You are welcome.
Okay. I will give you the link also, the recorded.
Yes.
We will be uploading it in our YouTube channel.
Yes,
I
sure.
will send you the link also.
Okay.
Thank you, girls. Thank you for joining, and you may leave the meeting now. By the way, how are you, Sreejesh?
I'm good, ma'am.
Yeah, after a long time, I'm seeing you.
Yeah.
You have put
I
on
think we saw
weight.
when I came
I
to
could not recognize
the
you.
college
I
last
remember
time.
that small chubby boy in the Chintec.